Hello fantasy managers and welcome back to another video from myself, Will, and fantasyfootballhub.co.uk. In this video we're going to be having a look at the best fantasy Premier League defenders to own for Game Week 1. Let's get into it. Before we jump into it, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Been working really hard and trying to get up to 25,000 subscribers ahead of Game Week 1. So please do just hit that subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing and really does help the channel out. Okay, for my first pick is a defender from Brighton. Now I know that doesn't sound particularly sexy, but if we have a look at 4.5 defenders over the last 8 game weeks and sort by big chances created. And as you can see here is Turiklamti. He broke into the Seagulls team towards the end of the last season. He's a young guy, 19. He's got lots and lots of potential, especially from an attacking perspective. He creates a lot of chances. He got 1 assist towards the end of the last season. So if we compare Lamptey to someone like his teammate Dunk, who's coming in $500,000 more expensive than Lamptey. And as you can see, Lamptey kind of bosses Dunk on a lot of the key metrics. So for me, I think Lamptey is a fantastic option. The one slight hesitation I have over him is obviously he played Chelsea and Man United in the first 3 games. So potentially one to rotate with another 4.5 defender. Okay, coming in at number 9 is Charlie Taylor. Now, Charlie Taylor coming in at 4.5, another 4.5 option. There are a lot of good options around this price point, but he's a really good way into a very solid Burnley backline. And if you compare him to somebody like Tarkowski, who comes in at 5.5, there isn't really a huge amount of distance in terms of their points per start. You can even compare him to the ever-popular Nick Pope, who I just don't understand why anyone's going for him when you can get someone like Charlie Taylor. Obviously, Burnley do miss the first game, so he's another one that potentially you might want to bench in the first game. So I really do like the look of Charlie Taylor. As we know, Burnley are very good at keeping clean sheets, kept the second most clean sheets in the entire league last season. And Charlie Taylor played a big part in that, especially towards the back end of the season when he started pretty much every game when he was fit. He did get injured towards the very back end, but it looks like he is fit and he's going to start for Game Week 1. Okay, coming in at number 8 is Ben Davies. He's priced at 5.0, so a very good way into the Spurs back line if you think that Jose's men can get a few clean sheets. So again, if we switch over to the Fantasy Football Hub fixture ticker and sort by the first 3 game weeks, as you can see, Spurs come top with Everton, Southampton and Newcastle. I think those are pretty favourable early fixtures, and I think they could get at least a couple of clean sheets in the opening 3 matches. Okay, another player that I do really like the look of, and coming in at number 7 is Luca Dean. Now, he's got a little bit of a tricky first match against Spurs away from home, but as you can see, he absolutely bosses Ben Davies on pretty much all the key metrics in terms of the defence. He's obviously coming in 1 million more expensive than 6 million, but I still think that he offers value. And Everton do have some good fixtures from Game Week 2 onwards, playing West Brom, Crystal Palace and Brighton in the next 3 after that Spurs initial match. Okay, coming in at number 6, and I'm kind of cheating here because I'm going to go for 2, but this is Luke Ayling, and obviously I think Stuart Dallas is another fantastic pick. Both of these fullbacks coming in at 4.5. So Leeds kept 19 clean sheets last season, where Stuart Dallas scored 5 goals and Ayling scored 4 goals. So both of these are fantastic options. It is worth noting that Ayling missed the first 9 games of the season, so those stats are slightly skewed. That's partly why I'm edging towards Ayling as my pick, but I do think that Dallas is a fantastic option as well. For example, Dallas created 11 big chances, Ayling created 8 big chances, Dallas with 58 shots, Ayling with 30. So both of these guys are really fantastic options. I don't really have a massive strong preference, and it is worth, noting, obviously these stats were in the Championship and they're going to be different in the Premier League. But nevertheless, I really do rate the Leeds backline. They've got some pretty decent opening fixtures after that first game week against Liverpool, which is obviously going to be really tough. So I really do like both of these picks, and I think they're going to be up there come the end of the season for the best value picks in the entire game, actually. Okay, so another 4.5 defender. I promise this is my last 4.5 defender. It is worth giving a special mention to Wolves fullback Vinagre. He's been in a lot of my drafts, but there has been a lot of speculation about his future and another fullback coming in potentially to take his spot. So for me, he's very much a wait and see. He could still find a way back into my team. One person that is in my current draft, though, is Kyle Walker-Peters. So Kyle Walker-Peters started 6 out of the last 7 games for Southampton. Southampton have a really nice run of fixtures early doors as well. One of the best fixtures, actually, for any team. So that's partly why he's in my current draft. So he's also fairly attacking. He showed at Spurs that he does have attacking potential. And over those last 7 games for Southampton, he created 2 big chances and which led to 1 assist. Okay, coming in at number 4 is Matt Doherty. So I think obviously this comparison is with him as a Wolves player, so that is very, very important to bear in mind. But nevertheless, I think that it does sort of highlight his attacking potential. Will he be as attacking under Mourinho as he was at Wolves? Potentially not, but, you know, as I mentioned in previous videos, Mourinho does like to push the right back further forward, and he likes Davies actually to tuck in as a back 3. So Doherty, I do expect him to play really far forward for Spurs, and I do expect him to be pretty attacking. He's probably not going to be sort of hanging around the box because Mourinho likes to keep a certain shape, but I do expect him to be creating chances and to be getting assists. And for me, I think that extra million over Davies is probably just about justified. So if you're looking to get a pretty attacking defender and you can stretch an extra million for Doherty over Davies, then I think he's a great shout. Before we get on to our top 3, a cheeky plug for our brand new app. So that app is a completely free download. Obviously, if you want to use some of the member resources, you have to be a Fantasy Football Hub member. And if you've been thinking about doing that, now is absolutely the time to do it. You can use all the tools that I demonstrated in this video, and you get 25% off for YouTube subscribers. I'll leave a link in the description and in the information card above. Okay, coming in at number 3 is Tyrick Mitchell. Obviously, the reason he is in here is because of his 4.0 price tag. It looks like that he's going to play for Crystal Palace, and at 4.0, you know, he offers incredible value and is a real budget enabler for your team. So if you're looking for a 4.0, I reckon Tyrick Mitchell's your man. He looks like he's the most guaranteed starter for Game Week 1. Obviously, you know, his counterpart on the opposite flank is Ferguson, and I think that he's probably the better long-term option, but currently he's injured. He's also coming in at 4.0. Okay, coming in at number 2, if you sort by overall points for entire last season, you can see that Andy Robertson comes in second. Okay, so just switching over to the comparison tool then, and if you want to have a look at Van Dijk, you know, I think that he is another brilliant option, by the way. Coming in $500,000 cheaper than Robertson. He's not made this shortlist, but I do think that he is a great shout. So as you can see, Robertson does boss Van Dijk on a lot of the key numbers. So looking at his points, looking at his expected points, looking at his expected attacking points, then Robertson just does have that slight edge. So you've probably guessed it by now, but coming in at number 1 is, of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold. His stats, you know, compared to Robertson, even though Robertson bosses the stats, Trent Alexander-Arnold is just, you know, through the roof. He's got so many different point scoring routes. He's got the free kicks. He whips in those crosses. He's got the corners. He's obviously got, you know, the potential for scoring goals as well. So he just got lots and lots of different options for scoring points. And of course, churning out those Liverpool clean sheets. Expect him to be one of the highest point scorers in the entire game, not just for defenders come the end of the season as well, so long as he stays injury free. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 defender picks. I realize I'm going to have missed a lot of defenders out, probably maybe some that are in your team. So let me know in the comments below which defenders that I've missed out, which you think are particularly good picks. As always, if you do enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.